down so I could get some of that. And she was excited, right? So then I saw her at family reunion next year. She was Rookie of the Year first year. You know, so she's in Colorado. I have nothing to do with their company, how well they do. They do it again. All right, the opportunities to grow right now.
How big's your gal like?
I don't even remember. I don't really track it, but she's definitely a killer, and she loves it. So, all right. So I gave you a printout. Some of you, at least, right? Some of you came in late. I wanted you to think about, take like 2 minutes and write some names in your tree there of people you think you could get, or at least talk to about coming to Keller Williams. Oops, sorry. These are people that might not even have their licenses. Maybe they do. Maybe they're a co-op with you. Like Tracy had a good co-op with someone, and you're like, if you weren't with Keller Williams, I would recruit you because I think you'd fit in. That kind of person, you know. Do you have anybody that comes to mind? Like, you know, I should really talk to so and so.
That's how Sonia Robinson came. She sold one of my listings and, you know, just kind of started a conversation. And it was about a year later she contacted me because her company was closing. Debbie met with her and
Brought her in.
she's here.
She's here.
Mhm.
And she has a real positive attitude. I love her.
She does, and she's always with Bold, and she's always helping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she's
Sonia.
in Langhorne here.
Yeah, Sonia Robinson.
She's got 3 boys.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's always
And you know what? I think it's helped her real estate career, but she also does a pampered chef, and I think because of this, her pampered chef.
Yeah.
So because of pampered chef, she's meeting people. Like, you know, it all comes together.
Absolutely. If we get out of our houses and our cars at some point and talk to people, it actually works. Start networking. My wife tells me, stop saying no to stuff. Go to the stuff, you know, that you're invited to. Especially around the holidays, I'm always like, it's too much, like I want to rest, you know. So she's like, go, because at some point I watch you and you're holding court about real estate with a group of people at some point. It just automatically, you can't help it. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, that's right. And I do get a lot of business or, you know, potential agents from that. I mean, it's amazing how many times people tell you how they hate their job, you know, and that kind of thing. Well, very good potential.
Most of our students,
Yeah.
hate their job.
Right. When I come to teach, I usually come one night of their classes. When I ask them, most of them say, my boss sucks, my company sucks, they're not paying me enough, you know, that kind of thing. I hate getting up in the morning, you know, laying off, I think I'm next. I'm gonna go before they get me, you know. You have to like murder someone pretty much for you to get fired from real estate, so. There's no pink slip.
Don't get any ideas.
Yeah. On some deals you think about it, right?
It's probably too early to tell, but I wonder what the effect of Mike McCann moving from Berkshire Hathaway has had.
It's an impact.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. In Philadelphia,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
huge.
I'm sure.
I think they've gotten 100
My-
people or something.
My friend works down there, and he's like, I can't even go in the office because of all the chaos. He said, I just work from home now.
Yeah.
What happened?
Can you imagine all the signs? I mean, I think they had like 300 listings
I
or
was
something like that.
downtown the other day and I said, oh, there's our new Mike McCann,
Yeah.
real estate man with KW.
The signs are
He used to be a
everywhere.
big Berkshire Hathaway realtor.
Number
Probably the
one-
biggest.
number one.
Yeah, he
In the
flipped
country.
total.
He flipped
It was
a
like
total.
main news.
Yeah, he's like the real estate mayor of the city.
Almost 400 million.
Really?
Biggest name
In
in the
volume.
city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after he left, then a gentleman by the name of Chris Summers, who was a big Remax
I
agent.
came over,
Remax,
He's number one
Remax
Remax.
Access, yeah,
And
he
he
moved
came.
over.
did he?
So
Wow.
one guy moves and like everybody's.
Well, his
Oh,
team
It's
was like
very
30
influential.
He had a team of,
Oh.
he had 300
Yeah.
listings when he moved his.
300.
300 listings.
So his whole team moved then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And He's just went moved. down.
I mean, it was national news.
In-
National
That's
real
wild.
estate news.
That's
like-
wild, yeah.
he's
In,
the- yeah, he's
in
the-
January, our region brought in $1 billion in volume. And about 40% of that was Mike McCann.
And when Chris Summers moved,
He's over 100 million, by the way.
so when he moved, a lot of people he used to work with, I've worked with several of them at a Northeast office,
Yeah,
and they've been in touch with me.
awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, they see these icons and they're like, well, he's successful, he's number one, he knows something
Why?
more than we know.
Yeah, why are they
If
going?
he's doing it, it's gotta be the
They
right
wanna know,
decision.
people have contacted me, wanna know why I'm here and not in Center City.
Mm-hmm.
Center City is
'Cause
different
we're
than
better.
Northeast. It's like, it's just a whole other animal.
Well,
and
you know,
actually
you know what, and my answer is, where I live, I'm right in between both,
Yeah,
can
you
do
know,
both.
and I just like the greenery.
yeah.
Mhm.
I always do.
And you like the OP,
film.
right?
And I like the OP, and I like our former team leader and our new team
Right,
leader,
right.
and we're the #1 office in Bucks County.
Yeah,
And we profit share a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
yeah, our office is.
What would profit share do for your family?
Take us on vacation, like profit share last year.
Awesome. I remember thinking, if I could just pay my car payment, that'd be cool, right? Now I do a whole lot more than that. Yeah,
And you don't want to approach people if you're like, you don't want to approach them as it's a recruiting. You
Yep.
don't, because that's very standoffish.
yep,
And then if you want to take them out to lunch a second time, they'll tell you no.
yeah. Yeah, I think, we're gonna talk about that. I wanna come from, I told you guys this at the holiday party, that this year I wanna focus on coming from abundance rather than scarcity, right? So I want you to be able to give more, to help somebody in need that you know, that you care about. You know, maybe it's a cause, or my nephew Trey Burton is really involved in the International Justice Federation, which handles slavery, you know, what do you call that? Like domestic abuse and that what Robert Kraft got caught at.
Human
Yeah.
trafficking.
Human trafficking, thank you. You know, I would like to give to that organization because they do, I've found out so much of what they do to help these girls, boys, you wouldn't believe it, boys too, that are in such bad places, and they get them out of there. And billionaires are, the worst time for human trafficking is the Super Bowl. Because all these people with money come into a town and they're selling these kids to them, basically. It's insane. It's disgusting, and it shouldn't happen. And it's, you know, you think this happens in like bad places, right? You know, Iran, and where they don't respect women, and no, it's America. It's really, really bad. How can I make more profit share so I can give to those people, because they're doing good stuff? If you guys have something you could think of right off the top of your head, I'm sure, whether it's a family member that needs help, a parent or grandparent, or, right? I was just talking to somebody, Karen Trey. You guys know Karen Trey? She's like the nicest lady. She's with Keller Williams in Newtown.
Yes.
Karen, her whole life is to take care of her mom. The roles reversed. She's now the mom, and the mom is the daughter, right? Her mom needs help. So her motivation is to do real estate to fund she and her mom, basically. It's great, great why. We talk about big why, right? That's her why. So how do you build a tree? You relate to people, you be human, be you, right? Don't recruit them, refer them, and let us recruit them. Because really what it's gonna come down to is they're gonna say, well, what do you offer at some point, right? And you don't wanna give them what we offer, you don't know. What are we offering? I don't know what we're offering. 70-30 and cap, right, or whatever. Who do I relate, who can I relate to, right? Nearly anyone. Could be somebody in the business, out of the business, doesn't matter, right? Somebody might get the bug and wanna get in this business like we are. We got it at some point in our lives. We stopped doing whatever we were doing before. Of course, other agents you do deals with because they know how you work, they like how you work, probably, you know, you got them to closing, you had a good good thing. Sometimes you don't, I get it, but the ones that have good ones, those are the people who will talk to you, right? Your past clients, I can't tell you how many of my past clients wanted to get into the real estate business, because and I hate to say it, but sometimes they watch how you guys do business and they go, this is easy. And you realize they didn't see all the stuff you went through to get into closing and all that, right?
I think if they're saying that, you did your job right.
Exactly, because you made it look easy.
Right.
And I believe we do.
Yeah.
People in this room make the business
I
look
believe
easy.
it is easy.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, well, we hear the war stories, and we know there are some situations. But even that, it's a great country, right? And a great company to do what we do. We're really fortunate. Where could you find people to build relationships with? How about,
The line when I tell.
yeah, like on yourself? So you gotta think about, where am I gonna meet people? Go there.
Outside
Yeah, wherever you go.
or inside.
Organizations you get involved in, you know, different things. Make sure you're out there a little bit at least, I guess is what I'm saying. Don't just hibernate when you're not working. What do I say to people? You kind of asked that in the beginning maybe, or somebody did. Start a conversation, you basically set up a time to meet if you can, right? Some people just coffee. Lunch is a little scary, because then they're committing to something and time with you. Maybe they don't want to do that. I think too, when you're with the opposite sex, sometimes that can be a little weird for certain people or even for you, so be careful with that. That's just my opinion. Basically, look for opportunities to help them. Maybe weave a tool that you know would actually help them in their business. Because they admit to you at some point, I'm a mess, or what, you hear that kind of stuff, right? Or like, I'm so unorganized, or whatever it is. And you can think of a tool that we have, like the 411, or the CGI, or some kind of numbers tracker that we use, or, you know. A lot of agents want to know how to do better. Yeah. Let's find out a way to help them. Yeah.
So I had like a pretty good example, I guess, that could be like worked off of.
Yeah.
So yesterday I went to the, some like Croydon Diner or whatever, and I was like talking to the server there.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about real estate, and she was just talking about like how she wants to, or she's trying to get her license, she's in school right now, and she has 15 hours. Like, I was basically trying to get her to come to Keller Williams, but I didn't know exactly what to say, so like, in that situation, like what, exactly.
I would say, would you like to talk to somebody about an opportunity that I've taken that I think is amazing, that you don't work for anyone, you work for yourself?
Mhm.
Would you like to talk to somebody about it? 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Whatever. Send them the mic. Send them to me, whatever. That's it.
I was
That's
like
it.
trying to like think if I was supposed to like convince her to do it.
Yeah,
but,
don't convince anyone. You're there to help them.
Mhm.
I think you would love this. I
Yeah.
think you'd be good at this. Yeah.
Didn't Paul used to recruit every waitress?
When I was with Paul, there was no one who was safe. No one.
So ask Cody, ask your mom. We went to happy hour a couple weeks ago. We went to happy hour and our server worked his butt off.
Mhm.
And in the end, your mom flipped out her card and said, if you ever think about getting into real estate, give me a call, we're right down the
She does
street.
that every time.
Did she tell you the story? He came in, he came in
Mhm.
last week. I don't know what the end result was, but he came in.
See, I didn't know that, but every time we go to like the AT&T store, she's always like, here's my card. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, because they're
Well, they're in
salespeople.
sales.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Servers are giving good service. If you
Mhm.
see an exceptional server, you're like, you'd be good at real estate, because that's all you have to do in real estate. It's the same thing, right?
Right.
We're servers. We service.
Bartenders.
Bartenders, teachers are great. You know, I always call them former teachers, because they get in this business, they don't teach anymore, for a living at least. You know, so yeah, people. Find a people person, they love this business, right? And it's amazing how many people think about real estate, but they never tell anybody. You know? They think, I'd be good at real estate. I watch HGTV, I could do that, you know? Like, because they see 3 houses and buy
I do,
one.
I have people say that. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we see Martin and I wanna do
Or when we
that."
stay
Your
at
job's
their house.
easy. Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
I want to do that. Yeah. Don't recruit them, refer them, all right? It's not up to you to convince them. So you're there to help them. I say to people, I just sent somebody to Matt, our team leader in Newtown, because they're a Newtown only person, right? You know, that's their mindset. So I said, I think you should talk to Matt. Matt loves to have business conversations like me. You've liked our conversation, you should talk to Matt. And she said, yeah, I'll talk to him. So they're actually talking tomorrow Because I want him, he's a newer TL, I want him to get notches on his belt, you know, feeling good, I got somebody. This person's ready to sign up, right, but I want him to get a win, you know? So I didn't do the whole thing myself, because I was about to close her and like get her here yesterday, you know, kind of thing. But I think it would be good for Matt to say, she signed up when she was here, it's awesome, you know? And then he's feeling good about his job. Start the conversation, a lot of times giving them a real compliment, not made up. They know when you're messing with them, right? But if you're authentic and you say, I really love the way you handle transaction, that was amazing. Thank you for having a smooth closing with me and stuff like that. You know, I appreciate how you handle stuff. If somebody, your co-op said that to you, you'd love that, right? You'd be like, thank you, that's great, I appreciate you noticed how hard I worked, you know? Sometimes it's just starting with a compliment, ask them for their input and expertise. We sometimes, because we're at Keller Williams, we feel like we're advanced. Because we kind of know we are compared to them, the way we're trained and the way our mindsets are. Don't refute the fact that they may know more than you know. They may actually be better at this than you are in some area. Not maybe everything, right? But ask them for input, expertise that they have. Set up a time to meet, keep the relationship first and foremost in your mind to welcome an opportunity. What we're offering is opportunity, that's it. They can stay where they're at and make money, most of them, right? We're giving an opportunity. This was an active, I'm not gonna make us do this. So, in the real class, they'd make you make some calls right now. Start calling those people on your list that you wrote down. I want you to do that later. I don't want to take time in the class because I want to be done soon. Yes?
So I have a relationship with another agent, not from, you know, Keller Williams, obviously.
Yeah.
We have like the same likes,
Yeah.
like a Tom Ferry, let's say.
Uh-huh.
Like, so I coached, she coached, and like we would check in with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, how's it going? You
Yeah.
like your coach? Like, I really love her. I think she would be great for
Yeah.
this company
Good
or
fit.
whether it's, you know, Newtown here.
Wherever, yeah.
But now what? Like, what do I do now? Like, I'm like, I haven't discussed it, like, hey, come, like, I haven't discussed it with her, but now, like, I have the relationship.
Yeah. I think at this
And what
point,
happens?
based on what you're saying, you can say, hey, listen, I think you'd be a great fit at Keller Williams. Would you at least talk to my team leader about the opportunity? That's all. No commitment, you don't have to come. He's a good guy, he'll just talk to you, you know?
Great, okay.
Maybe send them to me, maybe they would like to do a business plan or something like that. Throw something out that would offer,
Like
I'll do a
like a
business.
class?
No,
or-
one-on-one,
Oh, one-on-one, okay.
you know?
All right.
We want to bring value
Mhm.
to you and to them. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes like, I actually ask them like, have you ever explored your business opportunities and make them, and they're like, no. Well, why haven't you? Like, make it seem like they should have done this, not, oh, you need to do this, or why don't you do this? Because then again, it leaves I don't want to do that. Like, you know, like just when my buyers come in the open house, I'm like, have you had a buyer consultation yet? And they all say, no one ever does that. Well, why not? Oh, you need one. And then they think they need to have it. Well, let's schedule one. You're missing out. So I kind of like try to make it seem like they should have done this, and now there's like an urgency for them too.
Yeah.
Do you remember Paul Allen's special saying?
Don't you owe yourself the best? Was it something
Yeah.
like that? Oh,
It was like
what do you-
successful people like
Oh.
you always check out their options.
Yeah.
Ah, then write that
You don't
down.
know it. You
That's
don't know-
right.
Yeah, Rita
Yeah,
always
he
says you don't
was,
know. You don't owe them anything, but you do owe yourself the very best. That's a postscript.
I use
But
that
all
for
the time,
listings,
too.
for referrals.
I
for
know. all the
Every-
time.
Agents. I said, listen, you don't owe anybody, you don't owe me anything. I
Mhm.
said, but you do owe yourself the best.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Check it out.
Uh-huh.
Don't you? And they say yes.
Oh, they always say.
I actually took it as, I don't know if this is good or not, I don't even know why. But this, I've been, you know who I've been trying to get over here. I actually referred her someone, because it's outside of my area.
Yep.
And I called her and I said, don't think, I don't want you to think that I'm blowing smoke up your behind. I think you're a great agent, and this is how great I think you are. I want to refer you someone. She was floored,
Yeah.
floored. And I think that,
You didn't go in network in her mind, you didn't go to another kid.
right.
Hey, I love it.
I like that too,
You
yes.
said you're number one out there, so you're number one.
So you're the #1 agent out there?
Call back.
This is how I think. you're a number one. I'm gonna refer you to someone, not someone in Keller Williams. And she was floored.
And she is amazing.
Yeah.
I've had co-ops with her.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
I've heard that a lot of agencies, and I've been in other agencies too, but I've heard that a lot of agencies don't offer anything like a business plan.
No,
And their agents don't have a business
No.
plan. So you could say, you know.
right there.
talk about
Yeah.
that.
Would you like to know how many appointments you need to make your goal? Like, yeah, I'd love to
Would
make
you like to
it.
know what your goal is?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think a lot of times, we were talking about this in our mastermind group this week, that, up until, I mean, I've only been at Keller Williams now actually almost 4 years, but up until then, all my previous years in real estate, 15 of them, I was a salesperson. I was
Yeah.
trained, I was told I'm a salesperson, I
Yep.
acted like a salesperson, I did not act like a business owner, and there's a complete difference.
There is.
You know, it's such a
If we
different,
could come across in that
yeah.
mindset that she's in right now, it's a whole different conversation with people.
Right. 90% of agents, especially the ones that don't work at Keller Williams, have that same mentality.
They're salespeople.
They're salespeople, yeah.
In their mind, they're taught it, sell houses. Nothing about being a business person. KW's the only one that talks like that. And that comes from Gary Keller all the way down.
Makes sense.
And I want to be a business person. When I was at Remax, I wanted to be a business person. I felt like a salesperson. I felt like I was there to make them money. Not really myself, but I was still selfish enough to make my own money, right? You know. I didn't know how to grow though. No one helped me understand how to think past where I was.
But even in those other companies, some of them do have training classes, but they're all
Yeah.
sales training classes.
Yeah.
They're not business, ownership, foundation, planning for business.
Life. It's
Yeah.
more, Keller Williams is more like a lifestyle and a culture. It's about life, because anything that we learn in these classes, you can apply to your kids, which I do all the time,
Mhm.
to your wife, which I do all the time,
Mhm.
to anybody. How to talk to people,
Yeah.
how to relate to somebody, their personality, personalities. You can relate that to anything in life.
Yeah.
So I would share like a Win Thing podcast,
Mhm.
which is great.
Yeah. Fantastic. Jay Papazian's on a lot of those.
Is there one that,
There's all kinds of people, there's 150 of them.
Jeff Woods, the guy that runs it, he's amazing.
You go through it, yeah, they're great.
I'm really excited about Lisa's class tomorrow because it is things you didn't learn in real estate. Or I forget what the name of it is, but it's something that's never been on the calendar before. And Lisa is a great teacher, so I'm going to be there tomorrow at 2.
Good.
So I'm looking forward to that in
Good.
class, whatever it's going to be.
And again, that's an example of a top agent willing to share with you something that she's learned and knows will impact your life. That's amazing. That doesn't happen at other companies, I can tell you right now. So in order to look for an opportunity to help these people, you want to get to know them, share insights, share stuff you're learning. Share your mindset shift that you've had. Most of you can tell me what it is, because I know most of you well enough. And then support them. Say, how can I support your business? How can I help you? We don't have to be at the same company, right? But that takes the wall down. Now you're there to help them, not recruit them to Keller Williams. I did that with Bob Meisner, and he was like, are you gonna recruit me or not? And I was
He's
like,
asking you.
yeah, so I said, no, I'm not recruiting you. You're not ready anyway. I wouldn't even take you, so I don't. And he was pissed. He was like, what? But he wasn't ready. And then 2 or 3 months later, I was like, I think you're ready. Are you ready? He's like, yeah, I've been ready. And now he's here, and now he's productivity coach in Newtown. He's kicking major butt doing it. He used to do $6 million every year, right around $6 million volume every year. Comes to Keller Williams first year, 13.9. And now he's going to Tony Robbins and sharing Tony Robbins stuff and teaching a class called Success, I forget, The Secrets of Success from Tony Robbins, basically. And he's changing people's lives. You got people crying in class because their light bulbs are going on. You know, it's amazing what you can do at Keller Williams, the opportunities that you have. And now he's like, I don't think I'd go anywhere. They get offered me this moon and I wouldn't go, you know? This is one thing I struggle with. Asking somebody about themselves, like really actually meaning it and stuff, not being like scripted feeling to it, you know? Care about them. Share your business tools and insights. I mean, that's huge. I think some of you that are in here have made a real mindset shift recently. And you went from desperation and like being in a hole to, I love life again. That's amazing to me. And I love that. And you inspire me, by the way. Be open to any outcome, right? So if they say no to Keller Williams at some point, it's okay. They're not supposed to be here right now. It's all right, you know? So be open to that. Don't be married to a yes. We do that in sales. Don't be married to yeses. Don't be upset by no's. Every no is one step closer to a yes, right? That's what we talk about. Time will enrich your friendship or relationship. It will. If you are continually authentic with these people, they're gonna know it. But if you're out to recruit them, they're gonna know that too.
Yeah.
What did you learn today? Jim Fischetti calls AHAs agents helping agents.
Oh, that's interesting. More to refer.
Or to refer, not
Instead of
recruit.
trying to recruit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about
Why are we hiding Keller Williams? Because it's a limiting belief, right? That they're there because they want to be there. Or they wouldn't want to talk to me, they wouldn't want to talk to Mike or John or Debbie.
Well, that's
Well-
Yeah, they talked about her. She was
I-
pissed that we didn't all talk to her, right?
I talked to a couple agents with other companies, and a lot of people are not intimidated, but they think we're drinking
Yeah,
Kool-Aid.
yeah.
We all
Good Kool-Aid.
And before I came to Keller Williams, and when Sherry was and I shared this
Yeah,
thousands of times, not thousands of times, but a lot of times here, I would tell her, like, you need to settle down, calm down. What are you drinking over there? Her own husband
yeah.
was bringing her down. Now imagine what other people are doing or thinking. And when I talk to some agents, some co-ops, I'll ask them, how you guys like it over there? When are you gonna make the move? And they're just like, you guys just seem like a whole bunch of cheerleaders. I'm like, yeah, we are. We love it.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to be a cheerleader? And the best company to work for in the world. Not only real estate, we're number one in the world.
You know, we made the Training Magazine's Hall of Fame last year. Do you know why we made the Hall of Fame Training Magazine? What they told Diana Kokoska and Gary Keller?
We are a training company disguised as a real estate company? Was
That's
it?
what Gary Keller says,
Yes.
yes, and that's true, right? But Training Magazine said, you win every year, you're number one, it's enough. Let's give someone else a chance, we're just gonna put you in the Hall of Fame. They got tired of it, every year it's Keller Williams and then everybody else.
Yeah.
Coming from contribution, right? If you learn the CGI, I'm telling you right now, you look like a consultant when you talk about that with them. So you're not recruiting them, you're telling them about CGI. Appointments, listings, closings, gross commission, that's what we focus on. That happens, this begets that, begets that, begets that, right? I ask people sometimes, what do you focus on every day when you're working in real estate? They're like, I don't know, putting out fires, email. I'm like, isn't it boring to be focused on emails that come in and phone calls? Like, wouldn't you rather know? I ask people, what's your average, Rigo, what's your average commission check, do you know?
Yeah, 5,000.
Okay, 5,000. What if in 2 months, because of what you do today, you get 4 of those,
Yeah.
right? How are you gonna do that if you're not focused on getting 4 of them? If you just wake up and handle what's in front of you, I guarantee you the 4 are coming.
Yeah.
But if you focus on it, and you do purposeful behavior today, tomorrow, and the next day, right? You got a shot at getting 4 of those extra, right?
Because what you focus on
Expands, that's right. So my average sale price for my team is like $500,000. That's insane to me. It used to be 400,000. I used to love 400,000, right? What's an average check that we get? 12,500?
Yeah, it's 12,000.
About 2.5%? 15 grand, 18 grand, 3%, right? It's insane. If my checks are less than 10 grand, I'm like, what happened? Right? Right? You start to get used to whatever that is. Then I think, oh my goodness, Grace needs, whatever. We gotta get her another 20 grand somehow. How do we get Grace 20 grand, right? What a great focus for me as a team leader, right? To get her goals. So now it's like, okay, Grace, we're getting 20 grand. How are we gonna do this? Let's talk about this, And then she gets the 20 grand and she's like, this is amazing, She wanted a new kitchen. Her husband said, you gotta make it. We can't afford it, right? She's Italian. She likes to cook, meatballs. You've been to some of her mom makes some meatballs, she and her mom. She wanted nice appliances. She was going all out. 1 year she did it. Her husband, Tim, called me, he goes, I cannot believe this. She has enough money in the account that she's been saving to do a kitchen. And he was basically saying, thank you for motivating her and getting her to that point, You talk about a big why. She had a big why of a new kitchen. That was it. It wasn't so the kids can go to college or anything, It was a new kitchen. I'm getting a new kitchen. Meatballs, baking. She makes, awesome stuff you shouldn't eat, probably. CGI 4 Conversations flyer. It's simple as giving away something that piques their interest of a tool. At your team meeting, sometimes you get some information you can share right there. I heard that the market's down 10%. We just heard some stats in Newtown. In that area, stats are down, but we're up. Well, did you know that the market's down 10%? Right? I figured it was because I kind of feel it, whatever. There's all kinds of things. 411, the 135, tools that we have that you may or may not be using, but could benefit them. The One Thing book, the MREA book, just as a gift. It's weird. I gave the MREA book to a co-op recently, and guess what they thanked me for? The budgeting section, which is like kind of sometimes the most boring section. They didn't understand it until they read that, and they were like, wow, that just changed my life. Shift book, another good thing to give away. What else? Referring to the team leader, we talked about it. I have a script here. If you want to take a picture of it. Hey, I love doing transactions with you, Rigo. You are awesome. I told my team leader just the other day how great you are. He'll be calling you to thank you for the way you do business. Will you promise to take that call? That's it. Let Mike convert them. Everyone likes to hear they're a good co-op. I don't care what anybody says. Everyone likes to hear that they did a good job on the other side. Seller, buyer, doesn't matter. We all love smooth closings, don't we? Because it makes us look good and our clients are happy at the end, and that's what they remember, and then they refer you. Right? That's kind of the goal.
One thing, I mentioned this at the team meeting the other day, you weren't there, but just kind of leading into this, like a lot of times that script is like at the end of the transaction.
Yeah.
I learned at Family Reunion, talking about customer service and experience, about customer care calls.
Yeah.
And I thought about it and took it a step further. I'm like, you should do agent care, co-op care calls, like during the transaction, not at the end. So in the beginning, how's everything going? Is there anything you need? Just check in with them.
Yeah.
Do it, 2 more times through the transaction and at the end, because they're gonna be like, dude, they're really on, the other agent, how awesome you work for KW, there must be something that you're learning,
You're being taught
experiencing.
something good.
Yeah, the fact that you engage them, it's always about the clients, but the co-op is never really feeling that love. So
No.
just make those like touch calls during the transaction to them, and that'll resonate.
Yeah, and stop being an adversarial position.
Right. Right. Even with like showings, if you have a listing, I call all the people that show my listings, and I thank them for showing it, and I ask them their professional opinion about the property, because your opinion's so valuable to me, this and that, the other. They're like, man, no one really does it. Yeah, I called you.
Right. Carrie should. One of the things that I say to people is, I just want to clarify this conversation. I'm not recruiting you. I just want to tell you how awesome my company is and give you something to think about. But I'm not recruiting you. I don't know if you're ready to make any kind of move or anything like that. That's not what this is about. But I want you to know, I've grown like crazy here. I love it here. I like going to the office. I like going to work every day. I like who I work with. So I don't intend to recruit you. I hope you aren't disappointed. My team leader and I just want to thank you for a great transaction, for whatever. That's it. What not to say. I just want to give you this slide. I'll end pretty much shortly. But what not to say, anything negative about their company, because you're hurting them. They're there for a reason, and the owner, the manager, the other people might be their best friends, family members, you don't know, right? So now you're offending their dad, or their mom, or their best friend.
The hand that feeds us.
Yeah, and they love it there, that's why they're there, a lot of times. You'll find people that aren't happy there, they still sometimes won't move just because,
Nobody likes change.
yeah, same old, it's okay. I deal with it now, I'll deal with it in the future, I don't like it. I remember Matt Fedek saying he hated his OP when he came to Keller Williams. Hated him, but loved Keller Williams. Didn't have to interact with him, so he's become one of the most successful Keller Williams agents in the world with an OP that he hated. It could be done. Hopefully you don't hate me. Anything negative about someone else's broker, the actual broker or manager, don't say negative stuff about them. It's tempting.
Isn't that an ethics violation also?
Kind of.
Barge any agent or broker?
I just think it's not professional, you know. It's not a good look for the rest of us, so you're representing us there, right? Anything negative about what you think they might be experiencing? Like, your company sucks. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Because maybe they're not experiencing what you think they're experiencing, right? If we had more time, I'd have you get together. So what I was thinking is, afterwards, at some point, get together with somebody and role play. You're the agent that's not here, you're one of you, and the other one's the agent that is here. Have these conversations, kind of play with your scripts, right? Play with the thoughts, and play the other agent, don't be too easy, like, oh yeah, can I sign up right now, you know, kind of thing. But play the role that you hear and that you think, you know, might be there. And try to react to each other. Let me see. Oh, I love connecting with people on social media, right? So that you can influence them there with positivity, I hope, right?
Yeah,
Invite,
I was thinking, why not just make friends with all the agents
Yeah.
on Facebook? I mean,
and at the end of the day, you want them to accept your offer when there's multiple offers. So you're building a relationship even for yourself, so don't get me wrong. There's alternative motives and positives that happen from this too, you know? But invite them to a class. All these classes that we have are not only for KW agents, anyone can come. I can tell you right now, for Wealth Building Wednesday, we've had a bunch of co-ops that came for me and just sat in the back and tried to be quiet, and they screwed it out when it was over. They didn't really want to be seen, but they wanted to hear what we were talking about.
You've got a couple of my students in North Building Wednesdays.
Right? Yeah, some of the students don't even have a license have come to Wealth Building Wednesday and different classes. I'm a big believer in tracking, right? So you know the last time you talked to them, and maybe have a plan for the next time you're gonna talk to them, right? So maybe you have a great experience here and you go, oh, I'm gonna call Sue now and tell her what an awesome experience I had with our title company when she was frustrated with hers last time I talked to her. So I just wanna tell you how what Peggy did for me and made some deal go smoothly, and I just wanted you to know it's available and they're in the same office. So when you build your plan to do profit share, you gotta think, what will it do for me and my family? It's gotta be part of what you're thinking, all right? It's gotta be something that you know is gonna improve your life, or you just won't do it, right? So you have to have some motivation. I also think it's good, Bo Anderson tells us, think about how many you want in your first line, because then it's a goal. Most says 15, get 15 in your first line. If you do, in 10 years, you'll make $100,000. It's been proven. Because it's gonna grow, with or without you, and it's gonna accumulate. So if you have 15 on your first line, in 10 years, it will be $100,000 in your bank account per year. Proven. So they have the track record now to say that. It's what happens. And you know, it's funny, 2 or 3 of them didn't grow at all, right? But 7 of them grew like crazy, like you never could have imagined, you know, whatever, that kind of thing. What activities can you engage in, right? If you don't think about it, it's just not gonna happen. So it's gotta be a little bit part of your plan. How do you stay on track? You gotta know what's going on. Where am I? Have I talked to enough people? So, what did you learn today? Anything that sticks out?
Work it.
Work it.
Relationships.
Build relationships. Build trust.
Build your downline.
Build the downline. Have it as a focus.
Just honestly what the downline really is, because I
Yeah.
think a very big
Yeah.
idea of
Now you know what a down, when somebody says the words, you know what it is.
it. Yeah.
Or up.
There's 2 words in Keller Williams I wish we could change.
Yeah,
Profit trade
yep,
instead of a downline, and calling a deal a transaction.
I agree. A lot of people have changed the deal and gotten rid of it. It's kind of internal, but what I try not to do is call that to the client. It's not a deal, because then they think you're in it for the money.
Right.
It's a transaction. I'm helping you through this transaction. It's hard for some of us old school people, because we used to call them deals. Yeah,
With clients,
yeah.
with agents,
But it slips if you're not conscious of what you're saying.
especially with emails.
That's it. We're done. I hope you learned something. It was good.
Thank you.
I hope it motivates you to be purposeful